Excellencies, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, the EU is a very important actor in this region. It has vested interest in the Indo-Pacific. It's a long-time partner of ASEAN, not only an important trading partner, development partner, but a increasingly important security partner who care about peace and stability and sustainable development of the maritime domain in the Indo-Pacific. And therefore, we are very delighted today to welcome Ms. Paola Pampaloni, Managing Director, Acting Managing Director for Asia and Pacific of the European Union External Action Service, to join us and share with us the latest policy and thinking from the European Union External Action Service. So from all of us here in this room and from all of our online participants, a very warm welcome to you, Ms. Paola Pampaloni. Please, you have the floor.
Thank you very much, and I would like to start extending my sincere gratitude to the Diplomatic Academy of Vietnam for organizing this significant event and a very timely event today. It's my honor to address this distinguished audience, despite virtually from Brussels, and I will try to explain a little bit on the European Union position on the South China Sea, what the South China Sea means for the European Union, and what the European Union is doing in this region, and especially on the latest events and action that we have done here from the EU. First, I'll try to say what is the strategic significance of the South China Sea, and this within the concept of the Indo-Pacific region, and the EU commitment to upholding the rule-based international order, which is the main objective of the European Union when we are working in this area. Let me start highlighting the importance of multilateralism for the EU. In today's world, marked by an increasing unilateralism and great power rivalry, multilateralism remains the most effective means to govern global relations in a way that benefits all. Country needs to work and continue working together to settle disputes and achieve common goals. So for us, adhering to the rule and embracing a multilateralism cannot be a selective process, namely accepting the rule of the WTO, but disregarding those of the UN Convention of the Law of the Sea. Multilateralism itself should remain indivisible. This was the message that was conveyed by the High Representative Vice President Borrell during the UN General Assembly in September, and was reiterated by him in Beijing earlier this month on the occasion of his last mission to China. Transitioning to another crucial point, the European Union interest in stability and prosperity of the Indo-Pacific region cannot be overstated. Our vital geopolitical and economic interests are deeply intertwined, connected with the security of the maritime domain and the well-being of the littoral states in the South China Sea. And that's why 2 years ago, the European Union adopted the EU strategy for cooperation in the Indo-Pacific, where we recognize in the proposing of this strategy the profound interconnection between the future of the European Union and the future of the Indo-Pacific. This interdependence arises from shared global challenges and our already well-integrated economy. The challenges posed by the COVID-19 and the Russian war of aggression against Ukraine underscore how events in Asia impact Europe and vice versa. In a globalized world, there is not a far way and conflict cannot be separated. The Indo-Pacific region is where the future of our planet and of the history will be decided. The region is highly dynamic, is hosting 27 of the G20 members, Australia, China, India, Indonesia, Japan, Republic of Korea, and the Republic of South Africa, alongside with all the ASEAN, which are a significant partner for the European Union. Let me provide some figures to illustrate the European Union interest for this region. The region is the home to 3/5 of the world population. The region drives 60% of the global GDP. This region is the second largest destination for the EU exports, with 4 out of the top 10 EU trading partners located here. And between 2011 and 2021, trade with the Indo-Pacific region saw a substantial growth, with a 64% increase in imports and 44% increase in export. And looking ahead more in the future, the region dynamic growth promises even more. By 2030, a vast majority, 90% of the 2.4 billion new members of the middle class will come from this region. Additionally, the region is a pioneer of the digital economy. Lastly, and perhaps more significantly for today's discussion, the region holds key arteries of the global economy, like the Malacca Straits, Bab el-Mandeb Straits, and the South China Sea. Now, simultaneously, the Indo-Pacific has evolved today in a major area of intense geopolitical competition. And this competition shapes the geopolitical landscape, extending beyond Asia and significantly impacting both Europe and Africa. In the Indo-Pacific strategy of the European Union, we emphasize that any display of force and rising tensions in these regions' hotspots directly affect the European security and prosperity. And the facts speak by themselves. Almost half of the world container fleet and nearly 90% of the world's largest ships pass through the Taiwan Straits annually. Additionally, 1/3 of the world maritime trade by volume navigates the South China Sea, with a significant proportion of that destined for or coming from the European Union. Hence, peace and security in the South China Sea, along with the cooperation on maritime security, are unquestionably critical for the European Union. These facts also underscores the absolute necessity of securing open sea lanes of communication. We can say this in a very, very simple phrase: no shipping, no shopping, like we say. Through the Indo-Pacific strategy, the EU has formulated a comprehensive approach covering both economic and security engagement, while firmly promoting democracy, rule of law, human rights, and respect international law. That was the main feature of our strategy. And the main reasons of this strategy was adopted 2 years ago was also a very important political signal that the European Union wanted to give, to shift from a strategic interest in our neighbor around Europe, which was predominant for many, many years and is still very, very important in our relations, but shifting our interest economically and also on the security side in another area of the world, that is this Asia and Pacific. And this was an important political message that the European Union wanted to do at the moment of the adoption of the strategy. On the South China Sea in particular, our fundamental principle is crystal clear. A rule-based international order grounded in a universally applicable principle must govern the maritime domain. And in this context, the UN Convention on the Law of the Sea stands as our guiding light. We condemn always strongly any unilateral actions that heighten tensions and undermine this rule-based order. Such actions encompassing aggressive posturings, land reclamation, the use of maritime militias, and provocative maneuver in close proximity to each other's assets, not only endanger maritime security, but also disrupt the vital commercial traffic, bluntly violating the UN Convention of the Law of the Sea. Most recently, just a few days ago, the EU has been particularly concerned about the pattern of unjustified threatening action involving Chinese and Philippine vessels in the South China Sea. On October 22, the provocative and dangerous behavior of the Chinese Coast Guard, Navy, and maritime militia has led to collision between Chinese and Philippine vessels. This is just a recent example on how tension lead to incidents and why the UN Conventional Law of the Sea must be respected. As tension and rivalries continue to escalate, we firmly believe that UNCLOS should serve as the compass, guiding us towards peaceful resolution of disputes. We call upon all concerned parties to exercise self-restraint and settle disputes peacefully, respecting international law, and leveraging UNCLOS disputes resolution mechanism. This has always been the European Union position. In 2016, the Permanent Court of Arbitration Award hold a pivotal role within this mechanism. And this year marks the 7th anniversary of this significant award, an outcome of the arbitration initiated by the Republic of Philippines against the People's Republic of China concerning the South China Sea. And the award finalized that there were no evidence of the Chinese exercise control historically over these key waterways. The EU encourage bilateral and multilateral dialogue to find peaceful and mutually acceptable resolutions. We welcome the recent maritime delimitation agreements, especially the exclusive economic zone and continental shelf delimitation agreements between Indonesia and Vietnam that was announced last December. We also strongly advocate for progress within the ASEAN-led process towards an effective, substantial, and legally binding code of conduct. This code must duly respect the interests of third parties, be in line with international law, especially UNCLOS, and contribute to lasting regional peace and stability. ASEAN, with Vietnam as an important member, is a vital partner for the European Union to preserve peace and security in Southeast Asia. We appreciate ASEAN dedication to effective multilateralism and firmly support the principle of ASEAN centrality. The invaluable efforts of the ASEAN member states has fostered an environment for regional nations to prosper and the global economy to flourish. By adhering to international norms, including mutual respect for the sovereignty and the territorial integrity of member states and peaceful dispute resolution, ASEAN member states have built a foundation for regional prosperity and stability. The European Union and ASEAN cooperation encompasses a broad spectrum of security issues, including robust engagement to the ASEAN Regional Forum. Within this framework, the EU is collaborating closely with Vietnam and other partners to enhance knowledge sharing and exchange on UNCLOS. Before I conclude, let me emphasize that our overall security strategy in the Indo-Pacific has significantly increased and is now framed by our update maritime security strategy issued early this year. We have been making considerable efforts within our means and capacity, acting as smart enablers and seeking to build a partnership with like-minded partners. We have actively conducted numerous naval exercises through EU NAV4 Atalanta, forming crucial partnership with Indonesia, Japan, India, Korea, and the US. We intend to conduct joint exercise on regular basis, including with multiple partners simultaneously and where possible. And Atalanta, as many know, aims to protect vulnerable vessels, detect, prevent, repress piracy, monitoring fishing activity, combat illegal trafficking in the sea, starting from the Horn of Africa and now expanded in the whole Indian Ocean. Second, we are expanding our maritime domain awareness with a project called Crimario, and we are trying to broaden the scope of Crimario from the Indian Ocean, originally was the original space, to a dynamic realm of the Southeast Asia and beyond, supporting all willing partners in the region within our expertise. Crimario has made available to the country participating in this project of an important platform, IORIS, that is neutral and secure for an information sharing on the activity that are happening in the oceans and in the sea. Third, we have recently established a coordinated maritime presence in the Northwest Indian Ocean, building up successful experience in the Gulf of Guinea, coordinating all the activity of our member states and partners. And last but not least, there is a very important project in the security that involved the maritime security, and this is ESIWA, enhancing security in with Asia. This is contributing to enhancing the capacity of the partner of these projects in key areas such as maritime security, cyber security, counterterrorism, countering violent extremism, and also crisis management due to natural events. The participating countries of ESIWA for the moment are Indonesia, India, Japan, Korea, Malaysia, Singapore, Thailand, and Vietnam. And we are exploring the possibility also to invite other interested countries to this activity. These decisive actions are concretely communicating our commitment to the Indo-Pacific security. Let me leave this speech with just two critical messages. The first is that every challenge lies an opportunity to shine light and find solution. Let us embrace the task to illuminate the gray areas, and in doing so, inject hope, brighten the world with the green of hope and progress, looking at the title of your conference. And the second message is that we are presently navigating a challenging time. As like-minded countries, we must believe in the centrality of the universal rule and laws. Ensuring and upholding the free access to the global good for all nations is paramount. This guarantees the pathways to advance prosperity and fortify resilience. However, this colossal task cannot be borne by one country alone. Let us foster stronger cooperative ties. Thank you very much for your attention, and all my best for the continuation of your very important conference.
Well, thank you. Thank you very much, Ms. Paola Pampaloni, for your very in-depth and comprehensive remarks. Thank you for reiterating and reminding us how indivisible the security of the European Union is from this region, how interdependent our two regions are, and how important it is to maintain the rule of law and to maintain multilateralism. We in ASEAN see the European Union as a very important partner, one that we would like to enhance engagements with. And we already are enhancing engagements with the European Union, such as through this very conference, where the European Union is playing an active part and a great supporter. But we will continue to work with the European Union through your three very important instruments, the Crimarial, the ACWA projects, and also looking forward to your coordinated presence with the increased activities and presence in this region. Vietnam already is working very closely with the European Union and other partners in supporting and consolidating the UN Convention on the Law of the Sea through the ASEAN Regional Framework, the AIF framework. So we look forward to enhancing cooperations on such projects, which are very critical and also very practical in promoting the rule of law and promoting sustainable management of the maritime domain. So thank you once again on behalf of all of us, and we look forward to welcoming you in person to our next conference. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, and have a nice rest of the conference. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.